What lettuce is the best lettuce? Let us find out. Romaine, often known as the training wheels of lettuce. This was definitely grown pretty recently. Let's see. It's got a good firmness. I don't know if you can hear that. It's kind of not getting much of a scent. Just a little bit rubbery. Feels good on the neck. One thing I always like to do with the romaine, and with what I'll end up doing with all of these lettuces, is what I like to call a colonoscopy. You make a small incision with your thumb. As you can see inside the anal cavity, it's a much lighter green, almost like a honeydew melon. It's got almost like a dirty flavor, like it was dropped in the dirt. Yeah, and flavor kind of lingers. Though it's not as much of a utility as it was back in the Roman time, I would still give this lettuce 4 stars. Perfect for an afternoon with your sweetheart. If you have one. If you don't, take your dog. This one's called green leaf lettuce. Both green leaves. This one's romaine. This one's green leaf. Although this one has green leaves, as does this one. Smells like absolutely nothing. One thing you'll notice about this green leaf is it has not been trimmed well. As you see, it's really uneven. So actually, it might be helpful for me to show you how you would go about trimming a green leaf head. You'll just get these, the tops of the lettuce, also known as the trenchant knobs. If these knobs are left on, when you make your lettuce is going to end up bitter. Your salad will be ruined. This is a little bit more of a nubile anus. I like to twist, but you don't have to. I like to eat it through my shirt to see if the flavor comes through. Mmm. Mmm. It's much better than the romaine. It tastes fresh. It tastes refreshing. I'm getting a little bit of like flannel, like worn flannel, which is good. That reminds me of my grandparents. But that's the thing about lettuce. It takes you back. I don't think anyone has forgotten the first time they ate lettuce. It's one of those things that's ingrained, almost like a small trauma. The one drawback of this one is the name, green leaf. They all have green leaves. So I'm going to give it a 4 stars. I am a purple lettuce head. I brought my ukulele. When I put my lettuce in, I had this one's red leaf lettuce.
Hey!
And the reason they call it red leaf lettuce is because it has a green base. No scent. This is a bit I like to do at parties. Kind of go almost like it's the 4th of July and you have a sparkler, except for it's just lettuce on my hand. It's almost like you're hugging your grandma, who's a little bit looser. And if you, for example, if you're squeezing the romaine, it's like you're giving a hug to Chandler Tatum. One thing you might not know about lettuce is all lettuce is grown underground. And that's why it gets that dirty flavor, because it's really it's deep in the earth's crust. If you take off like one of the nubbies. This is what I use to sleep. For me, I struggle to tolerate all the light that comes in the morning. I know a lot of people use a face shield. For me, red leaf is preferable to a face shield because of the way it forms to my face. When I go to the bathroom at night, it stays on. I can twist and turn, and it will stay on. Always bite from the top of a red leaf. That's why it's called the Lindsay Lohan of lettuce. We're sisters. We're not sisters. We're twins. Our parents are trapped. Now, that's bad. It tastes like you're eating leaves, but not like from a food, but from a something you would find on the sidewalk. Has like a pretty hairy aftertaste. Sorry. Before starting this video, I reached out to my local lettuce store, Electric Lettuce, to ask them a few questions about the different varieties you might find at the supermarket. Take a listen.
Electric Lettuce, how can I help?
Hi, I have a few questions for you. Do you have a second?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what's your most popular product?
I'd probably say we sell them as pre-rolls and flour, edibles as well.
They're not all edible.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you know why they're different colors?
So some of them are just going to be, I would say mostly like the lighter ones that have a bunch of orange hairs on it. That's probably going to be like some of the top shelf stuff, and that's going to be like super cheesy. And then we have like some purple ones, which you're usually going to see like either like Jagu or like Tropicana cookies. Rainbow sherbet has a lot of purple in it.
Are they pre-washed?
I have no idea how to answer that question, man.
Okay. You ever see the Titanic? I mean, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I have seen two scenes lots of times. But if you've seen the Titanic, you know about icebergs. A lot of people ask me why, what the iceberg was doing under the ocean back before the Titanic sunk. That's how they used to harvest iceberg. The reason they stopped harvesting underwater, fun fact, was actually because of the Titanic disaster. I think it was a good choice. Iceberg tends to get a bad rap for tasting like water. I guess what I would say to that is, it's better than tasting like dirt. This one's fresh. I feel like, remember the Rolling Stones? Every rose has its stone. I'll save my karaoke for later. Karaoke video. One head of iceberg lettuce contains 6 gallons of water and 14 liters of calcium. This one has the reddest anus I've ever seen. I don't know why it's so red. All I know is that I don't want to be anywhere near it. Let's move on. Let's try it without the shirt. It's crunchy, almost like a popsicle. Yeah. You definitely get the water. But like it's mixed with a little dirt. Is spinach lettuce? I'll answer that question with a question. Is cereal soup? Cereal is not soup. Cereal is cereal. And spinach is also not soup. But is it lettuce? Who's to say? No scent. Unlike the other lettuces we've reviewed so far, you'll notice that the spinach doesn't have one individual base. It has multiple bases, which makes it a home run. My favorite thing to do with spinach is I saute it. I add some pine nuts and some garlic and then some phyllo dough. It's a Greek dish called spankatopia. Just like the red leaf, this one has not been trimmed well. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give it a little trim. Yeah. This is very relaxing for me. I often will do this in the bath. I always wanted to have an ASMR spinach trimming video, but I haven't had time. I've been reviewing. They did not trim this one well. They should be paying me. Oops. There are always stragglers, but just stay calm. Okay, that looks good. As you can see, I got rid of all of the kind of hard to chew leaves, and I've left just those fresh stems. When it comes to eating spinach, for me, there's only one way to do it. I do it Turkish style, creamy peanut butter. Sometimes you'll find it's hard to get all of the stems inside of the jar. In Turkey, they have wider mouthed jars. But you just really got to get them in there. All right, I think it's probably ready. The next kind of lettuce we have is called cilantro. Personally, I've never worked with this kind of lettuce. It looks good, it's interesting, it's loose. It feels really good. It feels soft, almost like a wig. I could do this all day. I might. This one has a scent. This one smells like soap. Which is good. That means it's been washed. Let's try it. That one just tastes like soap. You know what I think happened? When they washed this, they forgot to rinse it. This happens sometimes. I'll do this with my clothes. I'll forget to do the rinse cycle, and then I'll go out in the rain and I'll be all sudsy like a puffer fish. The same thing's happening here. They forgot to put this in the rinse cycle. I think I'd really like it if it had been rinsed, but because it hasn't been properly rinsed, I can't give it a fair rating. I think I'll just have to give it a 4. We have our final lettuce of the day. This is called red butter lettuce. It's called red because of the distinct green base. It is called butter lettuce because it is best served on toast. No scent. I would argue that this is the most beautiful lettuce of them all. It looks to me like something you would see at a museum of art. The only thing it's missing is a frame. But maybe the only thing that art is missing is lettuce. One thing that's notable about the butter lettuce is the texture of the leaf. It feels almost like leather, like something you would use in the bedroom. I'm bummed this is the last lettuce. I really am. I could review lettuces for the rest of my life. If you peel back the lips of the lettuce, as I like to call it, you get kind of this interesting green, you get a green little fortress in there. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? It's kind of where my finger is. Can you see it? Can you see it? When it comes to tasting the red lettuce, I wouldn't say there's a right way or a wrong way. I say just go for it. A little bit fell out, but what I got I liked. I can see why they like it on toast, because this has more of like a dirty flavor, and toast would come at you with more of a better flavor. Give it a 4. All right, now it's time for the time you've been waiting for, the final rankings. They say clean workspace is better. Or at least that's the expression. Once you've cleaned your workspace, let's do a quick review. Romaine, green leaf, spinach, cilantro lettuce, leaf, purple butter. All right, let's rank them. In 7th place, I didn't get a fair judgment on it. I'm gonna go the cilantro lettuce. Again, it was because they forgot to rinse it. So I just got the flavor of soap. Because of that, I'm gonna have to give that last place. In 6th place, this is gonna shock you. This will probably be the headlines. I'm going romaine for number 6. I know, it's the classic, it's the starter lettuce, right? If you're not a lettuce head like me, you probably just think this is the only lettuce. Well, it's not. This just tasted like dirt. Well, all of them tasted like dirt. This one is 6th. All right, 5th place. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I'm gonna go with the red lettuce. And the reason for that is I did not enjoy its taste. We'll do a little bit of a callback. Here we are at camp. Yes, we're at camp. Okay, you're my sister. 4th place. This is when it gets tough. This is when it gets really hard. In 4th place, we are going... Just notice I missed a spot. I'm gonna go with the butter. That was really hard. As much as I love the way this one feels, it feels so good. You know what? We're going with the spinach 4th. Obviously, if we're grading lettuce versus peanut butter, lettuce tastes like dirt and peanut butter is amazing. But if we're just going on the lettuce, this one is pretty awful. All right, top 3. We're down to green leaf. What was I saying? Where was I? And iceberg. How could you not like iceberg lettuce? Eating iceberg lettuce is like eating a piece of history. And as worked up as people get over Leonardo DiCaprio's character murdering Rose at the end of the movie, it's still a historical film, right? It's from like 2000. The green leaf had the cleanest flavor, I thought. It had the best flavor. That wasn't a good bite. I'm actually going to put this one in last place. So we've got our top 2. Oops, one of the lettuces fell. You didn't see the romaine plopped. It actually landed in a plant. I'll show you. How am I going to decide between these two? They're both so good. Oh, why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? This is the hardest part about having a show. I'm just going to say it. Because I don't want to do this. I'm at a loss. And make sure to like and subscribe. My only other question is are all of your products pre-washed?
Pre-washed? Are you talking about hash or rosin or?
Lettuce.
I'm sorry?
Lettuce?